Warriors do?
Well,
Heat can win it with the last shot. Waiters against Klay Thompson. Free for the win. Got it! Oh, Waiters from downtown! It's a free ball with 0.6 seconds left to go. Do you believe it?
The Warriors had their 7-game win streak snapped by the Heat, suffering their first loss when Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson all scored at least 20. They've been 14-0 otherwise. Is it possible, Max, that the Warriors aren't who we thought they were?
The Warriors are exactly who we thought they were. I mean, exactly who we thought they were. We knew that they were going to stack the... Look, the question with the Warriors this season is if you stack the talent high enough, if you add Kevin Durant to a 73-win regular season team that gets to Game 7 in the final minutes, final possessions of Game 7 of the finals at home, even if you disrupt the chemistry and take away a key defensive piece like Bogut and Iguodala declines a little bit, all that, if you add Kevin Durant, is that just too much? Does it overcome everything else? And we knew early on they'd have to adjust to each other and all these kind of things. But that the answer very well may be, yeah, you add Kevin Durant to a 73-win team, it just may not matter anymore. That's the Warriors. Everyone lost last night. Otherwise, they've been decimating excellent teams. The Cleveland Cavaliers, whoever they've been playing, they will continue to decimate excellent teams on their way to the finals. Whether they win in the finals against the Cleveland Cavaliers is another story. But we're who they thought.
Much ado about nothing.
They're a high 60-win team at least.
Well, listen, they're a high 60-win team. They're clearly going to go to the Western Conference Finals. The only team standing in their way, as far as I'm concerned, is the San Antonio Spurs. The Warriors are being underappreciated in terms of their defensive prowess. Number 1 in steals, number 1 in block shots, number 1 in disrupted shots. Why? Because Kevin Durant's arrival hasn't just added and elevated their level of offensive efficiency. I mean, Kevin Durant should be an MVP candidate for his efficiency alone. He's been shooting plus 50% all year long. Just the other night, he dropped 40 on 16 shots. This stuff is just unheard of in terms of his efficiency and accuracy. But defensively, think about this for a second. Tell me when in the day have you seen a 3-headed monster defensively, if not a 4-headed monster, in terms of the length of Kevin Durant, the length of Klay Thompson, the length of Andre Iguodala. We know how rough and rugged Draymond Green can be, and Steph Curry is underestimated as a defender because even though he's not the kind of guy that you can dance on him as Kyrie Irving showed us, he's lanky and lengthy. He's a legit 6'3".
And he knows how to funnel guys in the right direction and use the guys.
You got to be careful about how you handle the ball around Steph Curry. But where I say a loss like last night resonates with me is not just about how you can catch the Warriors sleeping, because you're not going to catch them sleeping in the finals, but how you can get at them is that they're softer on the interior because Jaja Pajulia is not Andrew Bogut. Andrew Bogut was a rim protector. Yeah. That says to me that if you're Cleveland, for example, because we all expect Cleveland to be in the finals out of the East, LeBron and those boys have to post up. They have to attack the interior of Golden State. If you do that, slow the game down. The referee is going to let you play. Get a little bit more physical because you beat them up last time. This is the kind of stuff that's the only thing that's going to work for Cleveland.
Sure, but that's who we thought Golden State was. Like without Mozgov, without Bogut, we knew that they would have some issues there. Maybe they have to make a deadline deal for a big body who could do that for some minutes. They're still blocking shots. Like, as you mentioned, KD's length is really something. We even saw that in the
You're not going to beat them being a perimeter game. You're not going to beat them with a perimeter game.
But that's also the point. We're just comparing them to the Cavs. They're just, when you said, oh, this season is ruined because of that, they're really being measured against the Cavs. Apologies to San Antonio. You can never count them out, yada, 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 but I'm really paying that lip service. The fact is, it's going to be Warriors, Cavs. How do they compare to each other?
Well, first of all, I can't summarily dismiss San Antonio because of Kawhi Leonard, because of LaMarcus Aldridge, because of Pau Gasol, because of Popovich, the length and how they can attack on the interior if necessary, and they were focused on that. They could make things interesting, plus they're stout defensively. But what I would also say to you is this. I am getting sick and tired of you, Max Kellerman, trying to ignore my point. See, it's people like you who go to Vegas or Palm Springs or someplace else once a month, but don't have to travel the way I got to travel, that have no appreciation for what I experience. Listen, that's not the point, Molly Wood.
You're making it seem like he's taking a vacation.
Listen, Molly Wood, that is not the point.
Okay,
the point, Molly Wood, is that this dude sits up there and he travels like once a month and stuff like that.
Not to Cleveland? Is that what you're saying?
to Cleveland. It ain't to Oklahoma City. It's not to San Antonio. These are not direct flights to these places.
I have to go to Vegas and L.A. all the time.
Vegas and L.A. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sometimes Miami, sometimes Puerto Rico.
You see what I'm trying to say? England, let's not forget London. All right, let's not forget those places. See, it's people like you who have no appreciation, no empathy whatsoever for what I have to endure and why to watch Kevin Durant and Golden State just to go there with an outcome predictable.
It was nice when LeBron was with the Heat.
Make me
you
sick.
enjoyed it. You had a few good years in Miami.
I'm here, Mollywood, right now. I'm here, Mollywood.
He has a point. I don't have a lot of sympathy.
This is what I'm trying to say. I have to sit up there and travel to these places and look forward to foregone conclusions, predictable outcomes, blowouts, or whatever the case may be, after catching connecting flights, after getting delayed.
You know why you have to? You know why you have to?
This is ridiculous.
Because we're all sitting at home watching TV waiting for Stephen A. to make it interesting.
Well, I hear you, and I appreciate that because that happens to be factual. But the point that I'm trying to make to you is that it doesn't negate my suffering. Alternative facts? Alternative facts? Okay, Kellyanne. Okay, Kellyanne. Come on now. This is just ridiculous. Kevin Durant, because of his greatness, has ruined my season.
Not going to ruin the finals, though. He's going to make it up in the finals. This is going to be epic. We just, So
I got to wait till June.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So I got to travel now to June.
Did you like watching Mike Tyson knock guys out in one round?
This is not the same.
Speaking of greatness, Steph Curry will be honored tonight at his alma mater, Davidson College.
He deserves
They're going to name the student section after him, so that'll be a pretty cool moment.
He deserves it.
Coming up later in the show, his coach, Steve Kerr, is disappointed in the players voting for the All-Star game. You don't want to miss what these two have to say about that subject. Also, Johnny Manziel